This is Thai Airways Boeing 777 Business Class, an airline that's trying to recover with a product that's starting to show its age. Because while Thai is rebuilding its reputation, the competition hasn't stood still, with newer cabins, better seats and far more consistency across their fleet. And much like technology, planes change over time. On the surface, Thai's 777 Business Class seems to have lost its shine, especially compared to their newer Airbus A350 cabins. So is this old dog still a comfortable way to travel the globe, or is it in desperate need of an overhaul?
Was this a product that's still worth flying, or is it something the A350 should have left behind?
And I'm Alex, an airline reviewer bringing you honest self-funded reviews from across the world. And today we're covering all aspects of the experience, from the check-in to the business class lounge to the seat starting to show its age, along with the food, which hopefully will come with some Thai flair, the entertainment, and of course that signature Thai hospitality.
Today we're flying Thai on the Boeing 777. It is their oldest product, and yes, it looks a little bit dated, but does the service make up for it? The other thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Taipei main station with the luggage, and hopefully I can check it in.
Apologies to whoever left that really helpful comment on the previous video from Taipei. You were right, being luggage free before a flight is one of life's great pleasures, particularly on the Airport Express, because the chances of getting your bag in the rack and then finding a seat are surprisingly low, so you usually end up standing in the doorway.
Question now is, where's the check-in?
It probably won't surprise you that I have no idea where I'm going, mainly because the check-in desks aren't even open yet. I only figured this out after spotting a member of staff walking around with the economy queue sign, which felt like a strong hint. I could explore, but I'm stuck with my luggage because unless you're flying in the right airline, in-town check-in isn't an available option, as I've now learned. Today I'm in Thai's Royal Silk class and complete with a dedicated check-in queue, although Star Alliance Gold members or higher can also use this as well. Thai is part of Star Alliance, meaning shared perks across airlines, and I've been slowly working my way through these to bring you different reviews.
So unfortunately with Taipei, they haven't quite got enough terminal, which is why they're building Terminal 3, and the reason is for the lounge. EVA Airlines has lounges at Terminal 2 and this is Terminal 1. I guess in the future when they have a bit of reshuffle, maybe Thai will move to Terminal 2.
Usually, but not always, the big three airline alliances, Star Alliance, oneworld and SkyTeam, try to keep the operations grouped together, although that's not always possible. And just as a side note, because we're in Taipei, Starlux Airlines, who are based here, whose onboard experience is genuinely really impressive, operates across both terminals here. So either way, it's always worth double checking your confirmation email. Anyway, based on earlier, all this information points to why Thai uses Plaza Premium's lounge. It's a third-party space that's surprisingly well designed for its size. There's a decent sense of privacy with a few separate areas, although the food is a little underwhelming, unless the hot counter appeals. Still, I didn't come here for the food, so I'll let this one slide.
This is quite a nice lounge. I just wouldn't like to see it when it's absolutely full. And with that in mind, let's have a look at today's journey map.
The flight over to Bangkok can barely be called medium haul, and at just 3 hours and 50 minutes, it's really more of a long, short haul. Still, it's enough time to relax, especially after indulging a little bit too much in food and drink on the way east, covering a distance of 3,324 miles.
I think what really helps that lounge is the fact that they have the slightly dim lighting, which just makes it a bit more pleasant. Even Qatar, which is one of the best airlines in the world, you'd be surprised in the business and the first class lounge, they have this incredibly bright light from above, and you just can't sleep when your eyes are like that. Can you imagine after a long haul flight? Anyway, we're going to do a little bit of exploring and then it's heading to the gate.
This isn't my favourite airport in the world, but in Asia it does have its moments. Quirky statues, cats on walls, and the occasional unexpected detail.
So as you see, unfortunately, I'm mourning the loss of my headphones, which I think unfortunately have gone. But luckily I found this place on the way and it has a Hong Kong custard tart.
Having got crumbs everywhere, I did the polite thing and swept most of them back into the packaging before making a quiet exit. And just outside, our Boeing 777-300ER, only about 12 years old but already looking a little bit tired, is slightly fading in its livery. What should be a vivid purple now feels a bit more restrained. Perhaps they're waiting for the long overdue Boeing 777X, now somewhat impressively around 6 years overdue. Thai Airways Boeing 777-300ER comes in a few configurations, well, 2. Today skips first class and goes straight to 10 rows of business in a staggered 1-2-1 across 2 cabins. It's also a seat you may recognise for reasons that didn't do Iberia any favours, because in 2026 it's still here, not especially private, particularly on the aisle, and looking quietly a little bit tired. The A and K seats are really the only ones I'd recommend for solo travellers. E and F work well if the person you're travelling with you like, and less so if you've had an argument and would prefer some distance. And the rest are technically solo seats, just a little bit too close to the aisle and not particularly private.
Welcome on board this very, very purple airline. I feel like Thai and Cadbury's chocolate are probably the only companies in the world that could actually make this colour work. No surprise that the seat is a little bit on the old side, and honestly I think they probably should have started refurbishing it by now, but I did get a window seat which is a bit more private, and actually you have to admit that every seat here is step-free aisle access.
Not all airlines can say that confidently, but sticking to the point, legroom is slightly pinched due to the seat shell in front, and being overly dramatic, there's a real danger that your feet could end up drifting off the edge of the footwell towards the floor while you sleep. It does look a little bit like it's from a different time period, but I quite like the textured finish on the panel next to the screen in front, as well as that deeply purple fabric. It works really well in person. I've also found the universal plug socket in a sensible location, along with a small amount of storage, although that's one of the compromises of this seat.
I'm also pleased to say there are lots of amenities, they all look really good, and they're all pretty much purple. Let's have a look.
The purple hues used in Thai Airways branding and onboard products are symbolic of the monarchy, which carries through into a lot of soft products. That includes the duvet, beautifully wrapped and genuinely quite plush, as well as the complimentary slippers, which even come in their own little pouch, all very neatly tied into the theme. I was half expecting a welcome drink as well, maybe a glass of champagne. But what I wasn't expecting was an amenity kit. It's surprisingly well thought out, full of cultural references and honestly very well stocked for a short flight. And then there's the pillow. A good size, reasonably firm, and finished with a subtle silver line, an embroidered logo that actually feels quite refined. I feel a little bit like a celebrity, although that's probably just in my head, because out of 18 seats in the rear cabin, there are only 2 other passengers, so it's incredibly quiet, almost I've got the space to myself. That does mean though that when they switch the manual safety demonstration, instead of playing the usual video I quite enjoy, it suddenly feels a bit more intimate, like being sung to one by one a cappella style.
I'm sort of feeling the pressure a little bit, because basically the front cabin is still in absolute blinding sun, and then one of the cabin crews just come around and close every single window except for mine, I guess because I'm looking outside. But are there other people sleeping? I'm not sure.
Either way, the champagne's got to me, so I'm making my way to the bathroom at the front, and it's a fairly pleasant experience, all things considered, especially given the age of the aircraft. And something that always makes my day a foot pedal for the bin, so there's no need for your freshly washed hands to undo all that good work.
Beautiful bowl of mixed nuts. And this purple drink is a butterfly pea. It comes from a flower plant in Thailand and it's mixed with something like either lemonade or sugar, sometimes lime, but it is beautiful.
Usually I'd start with the meal, and today's is both very impressive and slightly odd at the same time. But since this isn't a long haul flight, I'm going to start with the entertainment instead. I was expecting to struggle with the interface because hey, this is an old plane, except Thai appears to either bought a brand new system and it's surprisingly responsive to the touch, but if you can't be bothered to reach towards the screen, there's an equally modern remote control just to your left hand side. I did however have a few moments where the audio lost sync, making it feel like everything had been dubbed. That said, Thai Airways still offers a pretty good selection, and I don't usually struggle to find something to watch. The headphones though are from AKG, which is a well-known name, at least if you're in the industry, although they do sit on the ear rather than over it, which can get a bit uncomfortable on longer flights. And if you need a break, there's still some old school magazines available. Or if you're feeling particularly committed to the theme, you can pick up something from the duty free. Perhaps not a model aircraft, I have too many, but there's a rather cute teddy bear in a pilot's uniform, which also doubles as an aroma diffuser. A copy of the menu was tucked inside the duty-free magazine. Thai, that's very clever, and having opened it, the sensible option would probably be the salmon. But then again, we'll remember that video where someone was trying squid ink and very quickly realised it doesn't wash off, and their entire face was black. So should I? I think I will. It sounds slightly odd, slightly exotic, and potentially a mistake, but I'm going to try the squid ink spaghetti. Wish me luck. A glass of water won't exactly save me from any potential stains, and that's fine because the starter is smoked salmon rolls with cream cheese and presented in a wonderful way. It's almost too good looking to eat, and that pretty yes purple flower in the corner.
I am definitely taking a risk with this one. I've never had anything with octopus ink before. I'm really hoping I like it, but if it's not good, I don't blame Thai. That's my own personal fault.
Okay, I'm being a bit of a wuss and I'm bracing myself. This could either be excellent or a really poor decision. And here we go. First impressions, that is a really strong colour, and the noodles actually seem to be cooked in the squid ink rather than a sauce, and that's served with some impressively large prawns and mixed vegetables. And to be honest, it's probably the colour that does the most damage, because they taste like fairly normal noodles, just with a mild seafood flavour. I followed the main course with a celebratory sip of my butterfly pea signature drink, and I wouldn't go out my way to have either again, but the main course wasn't bad. I'm just not entirely sure I've come to terms with exactly what I've just eaten. The crew have been fantastic, and then they make me a nice cup of tea with milk and sugar to round off the meal, along with a pretty chocolate mousse cake and a selection of traditional Thai desserts. Light, sweet and enjoyable, although I'm probably more ready to lie down than I am to start counting the calories. Please don't make me do that.
I'd love to know what you guys thought of the menu. All three courses were really good. I'm not a fan of coconut, but that green mochi type thing was really good.
I then take the opportunity to remove my shoes and enjoy a bit of freedom, trying out those very purple slippers, which are actually good enough to take home. Before diving into the Amenity Kit, not for the skincare but for the eye mask, which is cute, if perhaps just a little on the small side. It's now a bit dark in the cabin, so you have to use your imagination, especially as I'm one of the few passengers who hasn't just come off a long haul flight before connecting straight onto another one. But this is in the bed mode and it's fully flat position, and it's genuinely really comfortable.
That was a very comfortable way to lie down. I didn't sleep, so obviously it's daytime flying. As you can see, I'm sort of sitting up in the seat, but even in the flat mode, this is really comfortable and really private.
Sometimes we forget that the main reason to fly business class is simply to sleep without sitting upright. And even on denser layouts you can still do that, but once every seat offers direct aisle access, it becomes less about necessity and more about the price. And even if I was a millionaire, I'm not sure I'd always choose Qatar Airways, despite it ranking number 1 on our top 10 list, because ultimately the variety matters. And what Thai offers is something a little different, Really warm hospitality along with food that's often delicious, if not occasionally a little unusual. So yes, this is an older product and it doesn't have a door, but it's still a very comfortable way to fly and on an airline that in my opinion gets better with each passing year.
It's yours to keep. Let's fall in love tonight. In the right place, at the right time. Can we fall in love tonight? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic?
So that was a highly enjoyable product. Despite it being older, the service really makes up for it. And I fancy a pull for the conclusion.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen, because instead of enjoying the hotel and the beautiful swimming pool, I was on my way down to central Bangkok to go to Emirates ticket office, trying to find out if my flight was definitely cancelled. And in case you're wondering how that ended, we found ourselves on EVA Air's Premium Economy on the Boeing 777 on what might be the cutest plane in the sky.
Thai actually was a bit of a surprise because I sort of went in thinking like, this is an old product, I'm going to be like, I don't know about this. But the thing that really won me over was the service and the food. And that octopus spaghetti, that is a first, but I did genuinely enjoy it. It did make things a little bit dark, if you know what I'm talking about, but let's not go there. But genuinely, that was a really good product, a really good service. And actually, I think I'd happily fly that for 13, 14 hours, as long as I get the window. But we live in an age where privacy is kind of like a thing now, so I guess we're just waiting a few years before they refurbish or they get some new planes. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Carp on Cap.